So hey, what's up developers? In today's video we are going to talk about suggestion systems. Yeah, a video after a long while, but the video which I was editing lost its assets, all the assets which I recorded so far, so it's a second recording and a second time editing. So here it is what it is. Let's talk about today's sponsor of the video, cybrancy.com. Whether you are a seasoned developer or just starting out, cybrancy.com has everything you need for your web hosting needs. With features like daily backups, PSSL certificate, 24/7 support, you can trust your website is in the good hands. Plus, their money back guarantee ensures your satisfaction. And if you are a WordPress enthusiast, they offer seamless WordPress hosting within their plans. But that's not all. If you are running a Discord bot, CyberNC has also got you covered by their affordable and scalable Discord bot hosting services. And for all Minecraft lovers out there, you can start your own Minecraft server instantly with their pterodactyl panel with full FTP access and 10,000 plus mod packs. So whether you are building a website or running a Discord bot or hosting a Minecraft server, Cybrance has got you covered. So make sure to check them out and use code Raiden to get 1 month free either on their web or bot hosting plans. So in a new project directory, I am initiating a Git repository. Command for to do so is git init. Then I will be linking the Git repository to my discord.js v14 template. You can use any handler to do so. It doesn't really matter. So I will be fetching the code from the GitHub to the current project directory. Just note down the name of the local branch which is been created after the initialization of the Git, because this name is required while you are pulling the branch right here, git pull origin main. In some cases it is master, so just type master in that scenario. As you can see, the code has been fetched from the GitHub repository and it is ready to be used. So as you know, a suggestion is basically a message which comes inside a suggestion channel. So to receive that message, we will be using the message create event. Not actually inside the message create.js, we will be creating another file to handle the message create event in the suggestion channel. So let's just create a file suggestion.js and import necessary client and necessary class from the discord.js library. And here's where I am listening for the message create event. So before we get started, what my plan is to actually save the data of the user who have upvoted or downvoted for the suggestion in a database. So to do so, we first need a schema. So I am creating a suggestion schema over here.
It has a body to wait.
So let's import model class and schema class from the Mongoose library and declare a new schema called suggestions with a variety of properties, and finally export the model out of the file. So if we look in the properties, it has a server, message ID, suggestion, the author, suggestion ID, user upvoted and downvoted as an array, and upvote numbers and downvote number count. So that's what we are going to use to store our data. So let's import this model inside our suggestion.js file. As you can see, I have imported. So let's just filter out the suggestion.create event by the usage of the message author.bot to scan if any message is sent by the bot, and filtering out with the channel ID. Then getting the message content and designing an embed over here, which will be sent after the message to be sent. So let's go ahead and add a few more classes in the import section from the discord.js library, which we will use to add the action rows and the buttons inside the same message. So let's create our button using the button builder class. Actually, a row is also required to be made, so I'm just declaring buttons variable for the row, and we will be adding 3 buttons inside it. One is for vote up, another is for vote down, another is for vote to view. And then we will create another row, action row, and we'll add 2 more buttons inside it. One is the accept button and another is a decline button for the moderators to use and accept or decline the suggestion. Now I'm just creating an object called thread options for basically create a thread in the same message, below the same message. And finally we are sending the message starting the thread and deleting the original one. Now it's time to actually save the data inside our database, like where the data was. Who is the suggestion owner, like who sent the suggestion, how many votes it should have initially, like 0 and 0, and that's all. So as we have created the document, this portion is done where the user sends the data in the message create file. Now we are making the buttons responsive. To do so, we are using the interaction create event and filtering out some basic event points, like if it's not a button, and specifying the custom ID as vote up. Then defaults the reply and checking if the user has already voted or not. And if the user has already downvoted, then we are just getting both arrays of votes and downvotes. And what our basic idea over here is to reduce and increase the simultaneous count of upvotes and downvotes, and actually remove the element from the user voted array and adding it from to the user voted array. So just sending the updated message with updated rows. Before doing so, we will need to fetch it from the channel, because every time the message is not present in the cache. So we have declared the updated action row, which updated count of the upvotes and downvotes. And yes, we require to send the accept and deny row again. So finally we edits the message and returns an interaction reply that your vote has been changed from downvote to the upvote. Just make sure to remove their name from the downvoted array, and that's what we did in the code above. So if the user has chosen to upvote the suggestion in the very first go, so just go ahead and get the array, push its value inside the array, and get all the elements to be edited in the main message. And finally edit the message and respond with thanks for voting. And that's what we are doing it here. So if the user chose to downvote the suggestion, we are going with the same strategy, like we will be deferring it and then checking out if the user has already downvoted or not. And if the user has chosen to vote after downvoting, then removing their name from the downvoted user list and adding it to the upvoted user list, and getting all the elements, updated elements for message rows and components, and finally issuing the edit on the message, and then returning the interaction reply like thanks for voting, or your message has been, or your reaction or your vote has been changed. And if it's the first time downvoting the suggestion, just get the data, push the element in the downvoted suggestion and issue the changes. For viewing the votes, it's very simple. Just we will getting the all user IDs stored inside the user voted and user downvoted array inside 2 custom variables, and we will be designing the embed using the dot join and dot slice functions. It's very basic to do so, and makes our life even easier to design such embeds. And finally we will be sending this embed for the interaction reply. And here's how we have completed our first row. Now moving towards the next row. Now first button in the next row is the accept suggestion, which moderators will use to accept the suggestion. The main idea over here is to just send a model asking for the reason about it, and then editing the same message and disabling the components. So before using the models, let me import some necessary classes model builder, text input builder, and text input style, and declares the model, declares the text input variable with the text input style as paragraph. And then finally we are going to add it in the action row builder and returning at as interaction show model function. Now we will need to collect this model interaction by using the model interaction collector. So at first we will be required to create a filter, and then we will be waiting for the model submit. And after the model is being submitted, we are going to fetch the reason out of the model data and get all the necessary variables at their place, like the data from the schema model, the message the user has sent, and gets the updated query, updated rows and columns, rows and buttons which you want. If you want to disable it, you can. In ideal case, you want to disable them and returns a reply that you have accepted the suggestion. Same ideology will be followed for the deny suggestion as well, where we will be sending a model asking for the reason of the denial, and then we will be waiting for the model to get submitted. And once it gets submitted, we are going to fetch the reason and all the required variables to edit the main message and disable its components. Like, it's very simple. As you can see, we have already done with all the 5 buttons and made them responsive over time. So here's how the entire code look like. So now it's time to run the bot. To do so, we will be opening the terminal again and running the command to install all the required packages by npm install. As you can see, all the desired package has been installed. Make sure to install the latest discord.js version, as it has shown up as a prone while testing up the same code. And create a .env file and placing your token and MongoDB URL inside it. So if you don't know how to get a MongoDB URL, then either you can use a public MongoDB server or create your own. We have already created a video that how you can create your own MongoDB server, so that shouldn't be a problem over here. So it's token in small, I guess, and then it would be mongo, simple in small case. Very simple. So I will be placing it off screen so that you can't copy it for security reasons, of course. So I am back. So let's just start our bot. Node index.js. Index file is our starting point in this handler. No database added. I guess there was a problem in connecting the database. So I just went off camera and got an updated MongoDB URL. Now the database is getting connected easily. So that was a quick fix. So let's test this inside our Discord server. There you can see our bunny bot is online, and it has also issued the command /ping, which they present in the handler by default. So let's create a channel for testing purpose, suggestion channel. We will be required to copy paste the ID of the suggestion channel inside our code, and also we require a role for the moderators and its ID to be pasted inside the code as well. So I'm just adding the moderator role to me as well, so that I can accept and deny the suggestions. So let's do some cut copy paste. Here I had to do this blurry part of black screen, cause after while editing, I came to know that my clipboard has the MongoDB URL which I use as a primary database for the community bot. So yeah, I had to blur it out. We are humans, we make mistakes. So let's paste it over here. And paste it over here. I'm getting a vibe that I have missed something in the role ID. Oh damn. I have passed the moderator role ID inside the channel section and channel ID in the moderator section. Let me just fix this real quick. Okay, now we are ready to test the bot. So let's restart the bot. Connect to the database. So before testing about, I am actually highlighting some of the issues which were present in the code. And one of them was the spelling error inside these two buttons. And the custom ID of deny suggestion button is decline suggestion. Rather than deny -suggestion, it's decline -suggestion. So make these changes inside the code if you're following us till here. It was unfortunate to make these mistakes. So as you can see, this is a suggestion. Main message is deleted, and we can upvote and downvote for the suggestion freely. And everything looks pretty good and pretty fantastic as well. So here's how you can create your own advanced suggestion system very easily. So it's in preview that how accept and decline button is gonna work. It's gonna ask you for the reason in a form, then you fill up the form, and yeah, you can see the reason is now edited inside the main message embed. Yeah. Now, if you want to extend the functionality of this suggestion system, you can actually have a logging system after the acceptance or declination of a suggestion. Like you can use this area to add the code to send the logs inside the desired log channel. And if you don't want to do this, you can just simply remove this sending in the log channel message from here and from the bottom as well. It's totally on you that how you can do that so far. So here's how you can create your own advanced suggestion system